Hello there, I'm Thomas, the pilot flying the SUKHOI-30M2 in this flight from Zurich International Airport. We're going to be overflying Zurich and then Switzerland and Germany, then coming back to Zurich Airport for landing. So right now I'm in the cockpit of the Sukhoi M2 aircraft. I'm going to show you some of the cockpit and aircraft Sukhoi M2 systems. I'm going to make an engine start demonstration. I'm going to show you the thrust levers, the throttle, how to start the engines using the engine start switches and the fuel flow selectors and the current alternators and the hydromechanical generator, and also um, the primary and the standby batteries of the aircraft that power the aircraft direct current. So we have also, as I told you, the alternators for alternate current, and we have some systems like the radar system, the GPS, the displays. We have a multifunction display with GPS and fire control for the missiles and the gun of the aircraft. We have the control stick with which we control the flight controls of the aircraft. We control the stabilizer trim. We have also an automatic or a standby manual flight control pitch trim for the elevator of the aircraft, for the stabilizer of the aircraft, the horizontal stabilizer. So we can use for auto trim or direct flight control input with a side stick if we want to make some steep maneuvers like the Cobra maneuver with the Sukhoi M2. So I'm also going to show you how to use the airspeed indicator, the altitude indicator, the altitude indicator, the vertical speed indicator, the head-up display, and some other switches like the cabin pressurization and the oxygen mask and pressurization, and also flaps and slot system, and the manual trim of the aircraft, which is located in the throttle of the aircraft, or in the throttle lever. So I'm also gonna show you how to use the parking brake and the eject canopy and seat of the aircraft. And I'm gonna show you some other systems. We have like we have some defense system for the aircraft, like I'm gonna explain it later. So I will show you most of these systems, and thank you very much for watching me. I hope you enjoy this flight. So I'm gonna start right now showing you the side stick and the control column of the aircraft for the flight controls, and then doing the engine start demonstration. So I believe we have like 1 more hour for this flight. So let me start. So here is the cockpit of the Sukhoi M2 aircraft. So you can see here we have like 1 more hour for this, and maybe more than that. So you can see here we have for instance it's the throttle lever to control both engines, left and right, 1 and 2. So you can see the idle position and the stop. You can see the position for taxiing and for takeoff, the maximum military power over here, and here is the afterburner after that. So this is about 50% over here, 50 or 70% for cruising, and maybe for landing, for approach and landing. Here is the fire control panel for the missiles of the aircraft, and some other defense systems like the radar of the aircraft. You can track other aircraft with our radar, and we have a manual or automatic mode for this. We can adjust the altimeter setting for searching other aircraft. We have a laser system. We have some systems maybe not simulated, like the onboard FLIR system. It's not fully simulated. So with this you can select 1 by 1 or 1 in a go, launching the missiles. Some other systems, I believe we have to leave this here in the arm position, so you can see that. We can check arm program. So yeah, we can change that if we want. So we have armed the gun right now. So you can see here the terrain map. We have our airport over here, the display of it, and some other aircraft. You can see the four navigation stations, the distance away, and the terrain here. You can see some lakes and rivers, and we have this better display over here. We have the airspeed here. I believe it's in 1600. Maybe it's in knots, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's kilometers per hour. So this is the altimeter. This is the vertical speed. So we are like 1400 feet. Is about 420 maybe meters above the sea level. The barometric pressure, altitude. We have a altitude indicator. We have the VOR. This is the clock. Here is the engine indication. If we increase the engine, you will see this indication is increasing. So this is like the temperature from the engines, and also the N1, the rotation speed ratio of the engine. So this is for both engines here. There are two needles covering each other. So you can see also some information, horizontal situation indicator over here. We'll change this later. Here is for navigation, communication, and maybe for autopilot system. Here is the head-up display. Maybe better view here. Sorry. Not so much of not so advanced like maybe the F80. So you can see the side stick here. So now I'm gonna show you how to use the side stick for the flight controls, the elevator, the flaperons, the ailerons, and the rudder. So this is the side stick I use for flying this aircraft, the Logitech Extreme 3D. As you can see, it's very reliable. Also for the Sukhoi aircraft, I use it for the Boeing, the Airbus, the F-16, the F-80. So it's for every kind of aircraft. So you can see we can control pitch up and pitch down of the aircraft, the elevators, trim, the flap position, and the bang roll, the aileron and flap roll, left and right, and also the yaw. There are other pedals here. So maybe you can see this better like that. So you can see here the flight controls input from the side stick over here. At the moment, it's not too much of movement. It's quite small. Not like other aircraft, maybe like the Airbus. So you can see the input is correct with that. It's proportional actually. So maybe I'm gonna show you now the outside view. Over here we have the elevator. You can see we move up and down the elevator. So you can see this movement being depicted over here. all the flight controls. So I'm also gonna show you the stabilizer trim. I'll set up in position, manual or automatic. We can use manual for takeoff and landing and automatic for making maneuvers like the Cobra or very steep turn maneuvers. So I'm gonna make now the engine start demonstration, show you some other few systems. It's gonna be very fast setup and takeoff, not like the other aircraft. So this is so much for the flight controls that I have been showing you right now. So I'm gonna start now with the rest of the systems. Maybe we have like 1 more hour for this. Maybe like here's the fire control system. Here's the master switch arm for the our weapons, for the missiles, the gun. You can see we turn off. There is no missile control. If we press the button here, we lock something. So we can use some of these buttons. You can use this for stabilizer trim over here. We can use also this for stabilizer trim. This trim wheel over here in the throttle corner. So you can see this displayed here. Elevator pitch trim over here. So you can trim up and down the aircraft, but there is automatic pitch up and pitch down also. And it is displayed over here. We have it in the automatic right now. So we have some engine manhole switch, auto throttle switch. And it is for takeoff, go around. Here's the manual mode for the flight control. Here's the fire extinguishers for the engines. And the fuel, I believe some fuel flow control. Fire extinguisher maybe for the afterburner. And this is engine starter for flight. We have some other controls, some automatic flaps here. Over here the switches in the other and the slats. This is now in the auto mode. Here's some communication and radios. Here maybe some safety. You can see here it's for the pressurization of the cabin of the Sukhoi aircraft. And the other one is for the oxygen and pressurization of the mask of the pilot. Some other systems here, this maybe a test. So audio control panel. We can turn on this here, the canopy. Relief. But maybe we have to disarm these. Oh, here it is. The canopy is open. And you can see the ladder here being extended for the pilots. So we'll come here again and close this position. Close the canopy and make an engine start demonstration. Okay, use this switch to close the canopy and open it. So here it is. Close the canopy. This is for ejecting the seat, but before doing so you have to arm this switch over here, as you see in the manuals. So here's the voltage meter. So you have to arm this for ejecting the canopy. This switch. Some other switch here. This is the voltage from the batteries. Over here we have two batteries. Then we have alternate current generators here, alternator and hydromechanical. The amount here is some communications here maybe. You can turn on if you want and see what's happening. Maybe it's the autopilot, one of these. And you have to keep it off. I believe this is the transporter. So this is for navigation purposes. It's like GPS and making a flight plan. So some other indications. Here's some switches. They're actually usable. They turn on and off some systems in the aircraft. This is for the pitot heat. We need this on if we have ice, and for the engine heat, this is for dubbing fuel. We are very heavy with fuel. We have to go for landing. We can dump some fuel here. So I will show you now what we can do here. So I come over in these two switches. You can see we turn off maybe the left engine switch. You will see the left engine is going off. There is no left engine now, only one engine. One of the two will slow down. You see this off. This engine off. The other one keeps spinning. So maybe I come over here and do the same for the other engine. This is for stopping the engine, for cutting off the fuel flow to the engine generator. The other switch is for starting it. So you will see here the pressure ratio goes down. But now both engines are off. We haven't covered. So we may start the engines in a while. So we come over here. This has to be in the middle, not in the forward or in the back. It covers the fuel flow. The forward is semi-automatic. This is for starting. This is the right engine. This is the left engine. This is the fuel cutoff for the afterburners, left and right. This is the ADIs, I believe. Yeah, this must be on. Automatic on. So you can see we still have electrical power over here. The systems are working. So the engines are off because there is no engine power right now. So we move this in the idle. Come over here and turn off the battery switches. So we'll have no battery right now. The aircraft is off. So we turn on the batteries again. Accumulator 1 and 2. So we have the systems back working. So over here. So we are so we can start the engines now. So we press this switch for the right wing engine, for instance. You will see the engine indication here. increasing. So we're coming out. Here we have it. Right engine is on. So we now start the left engine. You may see we have this needle here is, I think it's the ratio of the N1 and N2 at this temperature. So it's gonna be the left engine now. Have the right engine on. So we're gonna have the left engine on. Here, both of them. So this aircraft is now ready for flying. Maybe we'll proceed now. So you can see the pitch string position of the elevator here. I believe in this switch. Have the manual and automatic again for the pitch string adjustment, and we have the flight controls adjustment, automatic or manual. So maybe we'll go like that for takeoff right now. I believe we are ready. So you saw how to start the SUKHOI-30M engines and some of the systems. So this is Lszh. We go now for takeoff. We have to proceed in this runway over here. Maybe you can see in the back seat there are. We have better view actually over here from the back seat, and you can control everything over here too. There is throttle control, starting the engines, turning off the engines, all buttons or switches, and also these displays are the same with the other side, so no difference actually. So you can see here have both GPSs here, no difference. So we go in the other side, the virtual cockpit here. So this is the parking brake. I forgot to mention here. You use this to disarm parking brake. There are some other switches I will explain in another slide maybe. You can see the slot, this speed brake extend. They retract over here. It's for slowing down the aircraft in the air and in landing. So we can retract this. Do this one now. So we also have the flaps. We need to extend. We have also auto flaps. Have takeoff. So here we go like that. Advance now the thrust levers. We have differential brakes now. Only a little bit of thrust is needed. So you can see here some other indication, this for the G, G suite maybe. It's a kind of G meter for the aircraft. So there is no traffic here, you can proceed for takeoff. So we have like 1 more hour for this flight. Advance a bit more thrust levers in the taxi position. Need only to align a little bit. The runway heading now. We are in a good position now for takeoff. We have like fellas. Okay, we have like 40 more minutes for this flight, so we can proceed actually. "40 minutes, quite a lot for this aircraft. So we advance the thrust levers again. So we have 80 knots, 90, 144 knots, and we can go. Here we go. Retract the landing gear here. So this is how we take off from this airport. We're gonna make a small maneuver, I'm not sure. Have quite a lot of speed right now. "8,000 feet. "15,000 feet. This 4.5 G's maneuver. Here we are in the airport again. You can see the runway we took off. I'm gonna fly towards the lake, I'm not sure. I'm flying higher a little bit. Flying towards the lake. You see the airspeed right now. It's in knots, 350 knots. The altimeter at 19,000 feet. The airspeed is decreasing a little bit. The rate of climb 6,000 feet per minute right now. So we need to slow down a little bit. The rate of climb maybe ends in grass. So you can see the needles here moving. You can climb in different the aircraft. You can also use these the head-up display. Mach 078. Maybe we go supersonic in a while. Mach 0.76, 30,000 feet. I'm gonna fly over the lake, I believe. Have some other aircraft around. So this is 18,000 feet. We can fire some missiles now if we want. Oh, here is the radar. So maybe we need to point in on aircraft. I'm not sure about the distance. Let's see if we have a lock. Has to be a manual release for the missile without locking into anything. So here's for the gun. So maybe we can do the Cobra maneuver right now. Sure. So here's the lake. We're gonna be flying over. So here we have the chemtrails, maybe the contrails, not sure. We need to climb higher maybe. Oh, we have the chemtrails now. We'll do this maneuver now. The Cobra. Here we have it. So maybe climbing up again. So this is the Cobra maneuver. Apply thrust again. Here we go. Climbing up, slow down a little bit to climb to increase the airspeed. You see here we have now 300 knots, flying at 918,000 feet. We now fly with quite a lot of airspeed. Maybe more than 1 Mach, a little bit more. So this is the lake. We're flying over Switzerland. Maybe we're gonna be overflying a little bit the Germany. have quite a lot of time, like 30 more minutes for this flight. You can actually fly straight and level if you want. Now 33,000 feet, quite high. So this is our spacecraft for tonight. You can see the chemtrails from this high above. Now we're gonna overfly Germany, maybe fly a little bit higher to see the galaxy here. Gonna fly the Bavarian Alps and then come back to the Swiss. So now we're flying northeast. We're flying towards the right direction maybe. Flying towards Munich now. 35,000 feet and fly a bit higher than that. 377 knots, quite higher speed. Gonna make this maneuver, the Cobra, I believe, one more time. Maybe slow down the engines. So we are flying Germany now. $38. $40,000 feet now. We're climbing higher, I'm not sure. 150 knots, 140 knots actually. So we have to go back to Switzerland now. Running 41,000 feet. Going a little bit higher. So you can see 43,000 feet. Maybe reach all the maximum height, I'm not sure. We can do the Cobra now if we want. This maneuver. $43,000 feet maybe. A little bit higher. Speed 239 knots. We have positive climb again. $44,000 maybe. Climbing a little bit higher, maybe 50,000 feet, I'm not sure. And then going back, we are already back in Switzerland. We flew over Germany, as you can see. We are about 13,500 feet above the ground level now. We reached the stratosphere. $44, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll slow down the engines a little bit and do the Cobra maneuver one more time. 48,000 feet. We break the barrier, go above 50,000 feet. 49,000 feet. You can see here we are at 49,000 feet. 50,000. We are 50,000 feet. Here we are. 50,000 feet, both of them. 53,000 in this record. Still, we are 53,000 feet, quite high. Flying out. Maybe the closest cobra now. So here is the cobra maneuver from another view. From 53,000 feet. So we need to apply full thrust. So this is very rare maneuver. For this kind of aircraft from 15 kilometers, so we go back into the stratosphere, 37,000 feet. So that was cool. We need full thrust now to accumulate. Oh, we have an aircraft in front of us. So we may escort. So you may see how we follow the chemtrails here of the other aircraft. So we fly in parallel, as you may see, with the other airliner over here. Crazy things with our fighter jet. So let's go back now for landing. So we escorted. Maybe we have like, yeah, have a little bit more time actually. You can come a little bit closer to that, so you how we can fly by maybe. have it. Have to be careful a little bit, not collide with the other aircraft. So here we go, flying parallel. As you can see, we're going to overshoot there. We're gonna fly faster and then go full landing. It's going far away, so we maybe have to go back to the airport for landing. Here we have the river actually. Maybe we are close to the airport, and I think. So we reach the airport region. Here we have the runway somewhere below us. Oh, I think it's here. So we have to come down here, over here. And we found it. You can see also here in the map display. So I'm gonna use the auto trim now function for landing maybe the aircraft. We also have this view over here. We have better view actually here. That's much better. From the front panel. You can see the runway now. Make a turn here. I would have done this to this front cockpit, not too much good view. It's not convenient. So we need to slow down. We're quite higher, 19,000 feet, maybe slowing down. So we have like a few more minutes for this flight. You can see our altitude here, 15,000 feet. Engine thrust ratio here, to increase the thrust if we want. The airspeed and the rate of climb or descent. So we descend right now, maybe slowing down a little bit more the aircraft. You can see our spot here As we keep descent, we have the runway in the back of us. Maybe we need a few flaps, maybe. So we have the runway over here of the airport. You can see the mark, the KLO. The KLO is the Clouden Wizard. So we slow down a little bit, maybe. Use some more speed brakes. Keep turning. Some thrust here. So here we are. The runway. We have the landing gear down. You want to see here in the cloud. So we're going in for landing. It reduces thrust only. You see the rate of descent should be minimum, like about 500 feet per minute. So touching down, this is not easy at all. So we need to come a little bit lower and then make it a little bit smoother. Then apply some idle thrust here. You can see the runway here in front of us. Keep descending. We use some thrust in the last, very last moment as we touch down here. So here we are. Parking brakes and air brakes extended. We made a nice landing here, a little bit offside, but I'll show you how to do it, how to touch down the runway and land. So this is for the Sukhoi 30M2. We just landed, very nice landing, very smooth actually. You can see the landing gear here and the nose wheel are safe, no damage from the landing, and the tires. So this is a Sukhoi-30M2 runway 14 in Switzerland. So that was Thomas, the pilot, flying the Sukhoi-30M2 for this flight in Zurich from Switzerland, over flying Germany and Switzerland, then coming back to Zurich International Airport. Thank you very much for joining and seeing this flight. I'm gonna see you next flight, maybe flying another fighters, and maybe like the F-18 or a Boeing or an Airbus airliner. So thank you very much. See you next time in next flight. Bye bye. Thank you very much. Bye. Oh, maybe you over here. Bye bye.